The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, we are live on Love 99.5 FM and affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including ATL FM in Cape Coast, Kekeli Radio in Ho, and Sun City Radio in Keta. You can also download the My Joy Online app from Play Store and App Store to listen live around the world. In this edition, Accra High Court grants self-recognizance bail to former Works and Housing Minister Collins Dowda as he and 4 others plead not guilty to charges including causing financial loss to the state in Saglemi Housing Project. We'll bring you the latest from the court and hear from his predecessor, who described as untrue claims that the project was to be executed in phases.
How many phases were you going to complete this in?
5,000 houses, first phase.
One phase, build all the 5,000?
Yeah.
But we are being told that you were going to do it in 4 phases.
It is lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie?
I was not involved in any phases.
We have details of that also in this edition.
I'm past 75 years, very much concerned about the development of this country. That's why I'm joining the youth.
Nowadays, our church members, when they come to church, they can't give offering. They can't pay their tithe because all our members are broke.
President Akufo-Addo says his government has the program and policies to fix current challenges facing the country after hundreds of Ghanaians poured onto the streets yesterday to protest.
But these challenges and difficulties can and will be overcome. They can and will be overcome because we have the policies, we have the program, and we have the values that will enable us to continue our journey.
We have details of that in sports.
Ghana Amateur Boxing Federation expresses satisfaction at the performance of the Black Bombers at the Tokyo Olympic Games.
And later in the bulletin, hosts of Politically Incorrect State of Play dissects the politics of jobs in Ghana on today's edition of the hottest social media political show.
Politicians have created more jobs with their mouths than actual jobs.
Actual jobs, but it's not true. We created NYEP. Later on, we added less debt, yes debt. All of the decks in this world are done.
You want to stay for that and more here on the Midday News with me, Emefa Apau. Thanks for your company. This is your home of bold, credible and fearless journalism. This afternoon, former Minister for Works and Housing, Collins Dowda, and 4 others have pleaded not guilty to charges including causing financial loss to the state in the Saglemi Housing Project. Mr. Dowda has been charged with misapplying public funds and causing financial loss to the state. An Accra High Court granted self-recognizance bail to Mr. Dowda, the first accused person, and asked him to deposit his Ghanaian passport with the court registrar. Mr. Dowda and 4 others have been charged with a total of 52 counts. My colleague Kwesi Parker Wilson has been monitoring proceedings in court. He joins me on the line with more on this. Parker, first walk us through who the other 4 persons are and what they've been charged with alongside Collins Dowda.
Okay, so MFR, we know that Mr. Dowda's successor, Akoko Ajiman Menu, was also charged, and today the court granted him bail as well. The court says that he should deposit his Ghanaian passport to the court registrar, and also the bail is in the sum of $65 million. He is the second accused person. The third accused person is Ziblim Yakubu. He is a former chief director of the Works and Housing Ministry under the Mahama administration, who was granted bail in the sum of $65 million with 3 sureties. Now, the court indicated that one of the sureties must be a public servant. Now, Andrews Klokanas, he is the executive chairman of Constructura OAS Ghana Limited. Of course, the company that was mandated to put together the 5,000 housing units. He was granted bail in the sum of $179 million, MFR, with 3 sureties. And then Novitete Angelo also was granted bail in the sum of $13 million with 3 sureties. So these are the 4 accused persons, in addition to Collins Dowda, who were granted bail this morning. Now, we are told that the 4 are currently going through the process to meet the bail condition.
Okay. Well, Parker, now that we know who these other 4 persons are alongside Collins Dowda, can you run us through the proceedings in court today?
Right, so it was quite an interesting moment in court when the Attorney General began the prosecution. Now, the point he made was that Mr. Dowda is actually a special person because he is a constitutional office holder, i.e. he's a member of parliament, and so must be given some kind of priority. Is the reason that Attorney General himself asked the court to grant him self-recognizance bail, and also indicated that he should be made to deposit his passport. Now, the argument put by the AG was that, those who control the movement of Mr. Dauda. But his lawyer, Tadia Sori, opposed to the application where the AG was asking Mr. Dauda to deposit his passport. Now, the point Tadia Sori made was that the MP is also a member of Pan-African Parliament. And because of that, consistently, he will be required to be in the Pan-African Parliament to also advance his duties as a member of Parliament representing Ghana as well. And so, depositing his passport may limit his movement. But the AG insisted that for the case to travel smoothly and swiftly, it would be required that the movement of Collins Dauda is controlled, and is the reason he's asking the court to hold on to his passport. At the end of the day, the court decided that, we agree with the AG. He must deposit his passport to the court register. So we are told that currently he's fetching his passport for that process.
Okay, so he was in court himself today? He
was in court himself, MFR. He's not the only person who was in court. All the four others to him were also in court.
Okay.
And then some members of parliament as well, including the minority leader, was in court.
Whom you've been interacting with, what has he been telling you?
Well, he is very disappointed that at the time there is a legal vacation, his colleague is being charged. And he indicated that the charges are frivolous and it wouldn't stand the test of time.
A very experienced and seasoned MPs, the Honorable Collins Dauda, and 4 others have been charged. Interesting times in Ghana, even when the courts are supposed to be on judicial vacation. And it's instructive that they are being charged when the courts are themselves on vacation. What is the hurry? What is the desperation that he has willfully caused loss of financial loss to the state? Whose value? Whose value? Whose value? I hear an attorney general say the value is $64 million, whether he's an expert or not. I just believe that these are frivolous, trumped-up charges intended to politically persecute and politically harass. As I've said, we remain undaunted. I do not think that these charges can stand the test of law. I'm very convinced about it. And as journalists, you must be interested in probing further. Isn't it interesting that they are being charged for financial loss to the state when we have evidence that as at May 2018, 31st, May 2018, some payments were made to the same contractor, yet the persons who made those payments are not being charged.
You heard the minority leader Haruna Idrisu interacting with my colleague Kwesi Parker-Wilson at the court today. Meanwhile, former Works and Housing Minister E.T. Mensah has described as untrue claims that the Saglemi housing project was to be executed in phases, expressing surprise at some comments made in defense of the NDC administration's handling of the controversial Saglemi housing projects. Mr. Mensah says the $200 million was to build all 5,000 units and not 1,005 as stated by the MP for Sunafo South, Eric Opoku, who speaks for Collins Dauda. He spoke on Good Evening Ghana.
Housing houses first phase.
One phase, build all the 5,000.
Yeah.
But we are being told that you were going to do it in 4 phases.
It is lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie?
I was not involved in any phases. We knew that we wanted 5,000 houses to be built for workers. Executive approval was given, and then Parliament approved it. So if anything at all, if I wanted to change anything, I'm not a kid. I will have to go through the same process. You cannot go to Parliament and have something approved, and then you come home and decide to do what you like. What is this? Can people lie this way?
So if somebody tells us today that the 200 million excluded sewage and road and a site for the land, a service plot, we should not believe that person.
That person doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's the former Works and Housing Minister, E.T. Mensah, there speaking to Paula Dumotre on Good Evening Ghana. It's time for our Drive Safe campaign now, and 2 people have died in an accident on the Himan Road in the Efija Kwabre South District of the Ashanti region. The deceased include a 27-year-old nurse of the Ankasi Methodist Hospital, Luke Newland, who was reporting for night duty, and the driver of the commercial Evan bus, Bemfo George. Well, we'll hear from the acting medical director at the Ankasi Methodist Hospital, Hospital. Dr. Reginald in cancer shortly, but my colleague Nanaya Ojima joins us on the line with further details on this accident. Nanaya Ojima, what have we gathered from this latest incident?
So from eyewitnesses, the articulated truck which offloaded cement at the area where the incident happened fell into a ditch and was unable to drive away from the scene. So it got stuck in the middle of the road for about 11 hours. Now, later in the evening, this urban bus carrying about 14 people drove into this articulated truck due to the poor nature of lighting on the road. And through that, the driver of the urban bus died on the spot. Now, the nurse at the Ankara Government Hospital, unfortunately, also lost his life subsequently.
There were 14 accident victims in all. 6 of them were female with varying degrees of injury. There were 2 deaths. The driver of the vehicle was brought in dead. The second death, unfortunately, involved one of our staff who is a nurse at the emergency. He was initially treated. He was injured severely and was referred to CAT and died this morning as a result of the accident injuries. And it's just unfortunate. So there are, in addition to him, there are other 3 critically injured patients who are being referred this morning, with one of them with head injury, the others with multiple fractures, polytrauma. Yes, and then the other with moderate head injury, which will also add.
That's the acting medical director at the Ankara Methodist Hospital, Dr. Reginald in cancer.
Safe driving saves lives. Drive safe.
Still on our Drive Safe campaign, the Accra-Tema motorway has now been caught up in the urban sprawl with settlements on both sides of the road. These settlements have come with countless unapproved crossings where many people are being killed. Maxwell Ogbogba interacted with both drivers and pedestrians who fear more people would die if nothing is done about the situation.
It is a hot afternoon and I'm on the Klagon section of the Tema motorway. About 100 meters away from where I'm standing is a young female student. She's carrying what is popularly called the Ghana Must Go bag. She has been standing there for the past 10 minutes. The young lady I later got to know as Betty Kote, a 16-year-old second-year SHS student. Betty's friend Vanessa, who was also a student, died on this section of the motorway. She was on her way to school. Thoughts of that crash, she tells me, makes her very nervous whenever she comes across the highway.
It's very dangerous because the cars are moving very fast and none are ready to allow us cross because I was struggling a lot to cross the road. It's very dangerous. I lost my friend just last year. She was also going to school like me, yes, and then she decided to use this place and the car knocked her down.
Drivers who ply the Tema motorway are equally concerned about the dangers involved. They say it is more dangerous at night, especially at poorly lit sections of the highway. One of them told me how he skidded off into a bush when he tried to avoid knocking down a man who was in black clothes and crossing at a dark section of the road. Emmanuel Wood is a driver. He says 2 weeks ago he had to carry a woman who was knocked down to the hospital.
For the motorway, it's a busy road. We are not supposed to cross the motorway. But these days, see, there are buildings around. If you are to cross, the first thing is to wait till the moving cars to stop. If you meet somebody who is kind, the person will stop and stop the coming cars too so that you can cross. Otherwise, you don't know, because somebody will stop. The other one too coming from other side wouldn't know somebody is crossing and there will be an accident.
I have a lot of stations.
Mohammed Tijani is an Okada rider. He has witnessed many deaths during these illegal crossings on the Tema motorway.
Some girl be students. She come from some place. She won't cross a road. I think somebody called her. She receiving call before she realized the car knock her go up before she fall down. Can pass in top. Just here. At the same time, some girl come from job again. She carry paint. If you watch the ground, you can see the paint. I think, fortunately, they can't knock her to all the paint pour for in top, but she no die. But the first one, the first girl, she dead. Even she stomach things all come out. I'm the one, Tijan Mohammed. Police people come, even if I'm the one go buy rubber and put her inside. At the same time, at the toe, some trailer knocks on guy in head or scatter.
It's a motorway. The vehicles will obviously continue to speed, and the crossings will continue to pose a danger to everyone.
That's Maxwell Agbagba's report. Another reason why you ought to drive safe on our roads. Let me take you to the Jubilee House now, where 43-year-old private legal practitioner Kisi Ejabing is this afternoon taking office as a special prosecutor, the second after Martin Amidu, who resigned from the office late last year and accused the president of interference. The office, a creation of Parliament, serves as an independent investigating and prosecution body to make inquiries into corruption, bribery, or other criminal cases at the national level, either in public or private sector. President Akufo-Addo is currently swearing him in, and presidential correspondent Elton Brobe joins us with details. Elton, what's happening currently?
So, some few minutes ago, Kisi Ejabing signed, and we can say with certainty that officially he is the special prosecutor of the Republic of Ghana. That event concluded some few minutes ago when President Akufo-Addo took him through the swearing processes. Now, President Akufo-Addo said that the unfortunate events that led to the departure of the first occupant of the office, Martin Amidu, he does not regret appointing him to that particular office. For Kisi Ejabing, he says that he is highly qualified to occupy this particular office because he comes into the office with the needed capacity, experience, and values to succeed. But he also mentioned the fact that government will help him with the resources to ensure that the office succeeds. Kisi Ejabing on the spot after going to the swearing ceremony said that Ghana is currently facing two pandemics, one on the health side and also corruption. But for him, he's in office with the pledge to suppress and repress corruption. Those were the words he told President Akufo-Addo just a few minutes ago, and now we can see that he's a special prosecutor for the Republic of Ghana.
That's Presidential Affairs correspondent Elton Brobe bringing us the latest from the Jubilee House on that swearing in of the special prosecutor Kisi Ejabing. We'll stay on the president because this time he says his government has the program and policies to fix current challenges facing the country. His comment comes after hundreds of Ghanaians poured onto the streets yesterday to protest the myriad of problems facing the country organized by the Fix the Country campaigners. The 5-hour demonstration, which has been described by the organizers as successful, was mainly patronized by the youth. Surprisingly, there were some older folks like 75-year-old Solomon Kwaukum who joined the march. He tells Joy News why he decided to participate.
I'm past 75 years. I'm very much concerned about the development of this country. That's why I'm joining the youth. Look at my message on the board.
I guess you've seen a lot of governments come and go. Tell me the difference that you will see.
The message for the government is to fix this country, we must judiciously use our natural resources for development and not all these taxes citizens creating problems for them.
Well, on his part, Pastor Daniel Ejay, clad in his navy blue suit and clerical, joined the protest on behalf of his church members.
I am the head pastor of Evangelical Methodist Church, Joshua Kwame Ampadu Cathedral. We are located at Accra, Asalam Down, near the runabout. This demonstration is a peaceful demonstration. We are not going to destroy any state property. We are not against NDC nor MPP, but we are against the bad leadership of this nation, the bad governance of this nation. Nowadays, our church members, when they come to church, they can't give offering. They can't pay their tithe because all our members are broke. There are no jobs in this our nation.
Daniel Ejay is a pastor who joined the Fix the Country demonstration yesterday. Well, the president has been responding to the concerns raised by these protesters as a media event to mark the 29th anniversary for the establishment of the new patriotic party as a political entity. The president said the country must steer the course to defeat the challenge facing her.
Again, through our own fault, we allow the path to progress to be diverted. Yes, the nation is facing challenges, difficulties, but these challenges and difficulties can and will be overcome. They can and will be overcome because we have the policies, we have the program, and we have the values that will enable us to continue our journey of development in freedom. So I'm very happy that I have the opportunity as president to celebrate this day, because my whole life has been dedicated to the struggle of our party. And I'm happy that on such an occasion, one of the most valiant men on that day, the 28th of July 1992, who was then our national treasurer and did so much to bring into being the certificate that we received on that day, is today here with us as chairperson of the Council of Elders.
Well, Nana Akufo-Addo, whose tenure expires on January 2025, expressed optimism he'll be succeeded by an NPP candidate who is better.
It's going to give us the opportunity to grow stronger and stronger. And that strength, that strengthening of our party, its organs, is going to mean one thing, and I'm very, very confident of it, that on the 7th of December 2024, the new NPP presidential candidate is going to win the election of 2024. So our way forward in Ghana, we cannot accept the backsliding that takes place every now and then. It hasn't benefited our nation, and it will not benefit our nation.
President Akufo-Addo, now NPP General Secretary John Boadu, says Ghana is better off under the NPP, warning a change in government will slip the country back into incompetence.
Despite the fact that we are a center-right political party, because we care for the masses, we care for the poor, there's no party in this country that has implemented more social intervention program than the New Patriotic Party. Kufuor established the National Health Insurance and provided free maternal health care. He introduced the livelihood empowerment against poverty for indigent families and provided a capitation grant and the Ghana school feeding program. He undertook pension reforms, instilling sanity and bringing relief to retirees. He also initiated cocoa mass spraying, creating new jobs, higher yields and increased incomes in the cocoa sector. President Nana Akufo-Addo has also continued with innovative social interventions. One of his greatest legacies is free senior high school education. This is set to provide a literate society which will ensure skills and technical innovation to feed the industrialization drive of our government.
General Secretary of the NPP, John Boadu. This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. Our top story so far: Accra High Court grants self-recognizance bail to former Works and Housing Minister Collins Dowda as he and 4 others plead not guilty to charges including causing financial loss to the state in the Saglemi housing project. When we return from the break, we have sport, and then later in the bulletin, hosts of Politically Incorrect State of Play dissects the politics of jobs in Ghana on today's edition of the hottest social media political show.
Politicians have created more jobs with their maths than actual jobs.
Actual jobs, but it's not true. We created NYEP. Later on, we added less debt, yes debt, yes debt. All of the debts in this world are done.
The boys are back, oh! The boys are back! Imagine inviting great footballers like Ronaldo, Messi, and Mbappe into your home. Imagine feeling the big man temperament of football's fiercest rivals in your living room. Imagine enjoying the home ground advantage of witnessing the best of Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, UEFA Europa, and many more leagues all in English. Or stop imagining. Just get a GoTV decoder now at 89 Ghana cedis and upgrade to GoTV Max to turn your home into the home ground of great football. To purchase a new decoder, SMS GoTV to short code 1731. GoTV. Love it.
So, jobs back on the agenda. The finance minister said the ball rolling, 1 million jobs again. It is Professor Bokwe who made a very fascinating
Ghana 4x100 meters relay team now. They they will be awarded $1,000 each. Now, this was after the quartet qualified to the finals of the 4x100 meters race with a national record of 38.08 seconds. They will be in action tomorrow at 1:50 p.m., not at dawn anymore. So we'll definitely be bringing you the updates on that. Now, elsewhere, the Ghana Amateur Boxing Federation is content with the performance of the Black Bombers at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. Samuel Techi, one of the 3 boxers sent to the games, punched his way to Olympic glory to end Ghana's 29-year wait for a medal. President of the Ghana Amateur Boxing Federation, George Lamte, is happy about Techi's bronze-winning feat.
First, I'll say I'm happy for Ghanaians for their prayers and their support. Secondly, to my compatriots, the boxers who have gone to the ring, at least we've got medal, a bronze medal. We want to go for the ultimate, that's the goal. But in all things, God knows the best, so we have to give thanks to the Almighty God. And the able coaches, Coach Ofori Asare and Vincent Akanete, and all the coaches that we left at Accra, we are also grateful to them for their support and love for the team. It's by hard work that the boxers have reached far. They are not pushovers. They were able to beat a lot of countries. And out of the whole African country, it's only Ghana who had a bronze medal in boxing. The whole Africa for the 2020 Olympic Games, it's only Ghana who had 1 bronze.
Ghana Amateur Boxing Federation President George Lamte.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. Let's head to Parliament now, where the Privileges Committee, we're told, has called off a public hearing scheduled for today to commence contempt proceedings against Asin Central MP Kennedy Ejapong. A notice from the committee secretary to journalists says he's been cancelled, and there were no reasons that were given. My colleague Joseph Opoku-Gakpo will join us shortly with details of that committee's hearing and what has become of that. Well, but the countdown is on as undergraduate students of the University of Ghana prepare to elect new executives for the university's Student Representative Council. I'll give you more details of that, but let me take you back to Parliament, where Joseph Opoku-Gakpo joins us on the line with details from that Parliament's Privileges Committee sitting today. Joseph, what is the official communication as to this sitting of the Privileges Committee today?
I respect I don't want to denigrate his image and integrity, but I just want to appeal to him that he should be magnanimous enough to listen to the members of the committee and call all of us to a meeting. Let us all meet face to face.
One of the reasons.
Someone hasn't listened to me for a long time. He will be willing to see me and I'll shake hands with him and give him one program.
Here, one of the reasons was that Kennedy Ejapong is not around and unavailable because he's been traveling. That's one of the information we get from Hassan.
I don't think the committee has even, like I said, met and even fixed any date and even invited him. It's not officially before the committee. The committee hasn't extended anything. So he's traveling or he's not traveling is not an issue at this point. I think that it is only when the committee has met, fixed a date, and once we hear him, that it becomes a subject matter before the committee officially. Even though it has been referred to by Mr. Speaker, the committee itself will formally have to write to invite him. And you know that we have not met formally, so I don't think any state is.
That's Alhaji ABF Husseini. He's a member of Parliament's Privileges Committee. They're interacting with my colleague Joseph Opoku-Gakpo on why the committee is unable to sit today. Now, I was telling you about the countdown, which is on as undergraduate students of the University of Ghana prepare to elect new executives for the University Student Representative Council. This will be the first time in 2 years as COVID-19 prevented an election for the previous academic year. We have more on that subsequently, and laptops have become almost indispensable in the lives of modern students due to the mode of assignment and presentations. However, when there are power outages, it can only be used for a limited time. On Tech Thursday, Love FM's Kwesi Debra speaks with CEO of EcoCent, Robert Inso, who has made this possible.
My name is Robert Inso, the co-founder and the CEO of EcoCent E-Waste Recycling Limited. And we are into recycling of various kind of e-waste, that's electronic waste. You buy a laptop, buy a computer, it gets faulty, what happens? We say the end point is at EcoCent.
Robert's basic school experience, not a pleasant one, forced him to come up with a formidable solar solution.
I realized when I was in basic school, we had to go for lantern and other stuff to learn. Okay, with the students pack, for example, we have the small power bank here, which we call the laptop power bank. And with the laptop power bank, you are able to power your laptop for at least 4 times before it goes on low battery.
That's Robert Inso, a CEO of EcoCenter, making a possible portable solar power bank which can be used to fully charge 4 laptops, phones and 3 light bulbs at the same time. Well, it's been said that the number of jobs created by government in Ghana exists mostly on paper or in the amount. Well, later today on our social media show, State of Play, my colleagues Winston Namwa, Raymond Akwa and Evans Mensah will tackle the issue of the politics of jobs.
So one of Ghana's biggest problems.
He says if you, in essence, put all the jobs politicians have created with their mouths since 2000, by now, Ghana will have a surplus of jobs. In fact, we'll have to invite people from the rest of the world to come and take up the jobs.
In the sense, we have actually created more jobs with lip service than actually delivering jobs in this country.
Politicians have created more jobs with their mouths than actual jobs.
Actual jobs, but it's not true. Check in 2005, there was a national security report that said that job creation and unemployment was a national security threat. Within that period, we created NYEP. Later on, we added less debt, yes debt. All of the debts in this world have done. Ghana Business Support. Recently, they say there's NEIP. All of them, the young people in this country are still saying they don't have jobs.
Winston Namwa and Evans Mensah, they will tackle the issues of politics of job. You don't want to miss it. It's on all our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and wherever you find yourself. And stories making the headlines on myjoyonline.com. If any person should be prosecuted over Saglemi, it should be 80 Mensah. That's according to Stan Dogbe. Saglemi Saga, former Housing Minister Collins Dowda granted self-recognizance bail UG to cough up $165 million judgment debt for abrogating Africa Integras Partnership. That and more on myjoyonline.com. We have Living Word with Pastor Mensah Otabil. Up next, Excellence. Is it by grace or by works? I am MFR Paul. On behalf of the entire team, many thanks for your company.
Olympics is here, where people cheer for the champions. And Samsung has got something great. Samsung Olympics promotion, only for the champions. Grab your Samsung LED TV starting at 1,199 Ghana cedis. Samsung UHD 4K Smart TV 4,499 Ghana cedis. Refrigerators start at 1,000.